Hi everyone, it's Little Blue and you're listening to my podcast, aka Little Blue, and I'm still going with daily podcasts. So thank you so much if you have downloaded, listened and given me feedback. It's been really humbling to hear what you think. I've been told that it's been inspiring, it's been motivational, that people are taking on board some of the small tips that I was saying about budgeting over Christmas. It's helping people through bad times, and yeah, it's doing everything that I set out for it to do, to help people, to encourage people, and to show people through my experiences just how positive thinking and just motivation and kindness can really, really just change the world for you. It really can. There's the saying, kindness can change the world. And it really can. I don't think you can deny that. It's one of the most important things, and it is something we all need. I mean, can you imagine if for one day, every single person you met, strangers, friends, family alike, whoever, acted in kindness towards you, or were considerate and were helpful and positive and happy and encouraging and supportive. Just, we all helped each other. Can you imagine what a fantastic day? I was going to say the F word, then I won't. What an amazing day it would be, though, if everybody acted that way. I mean, obviously life might get a little bit boring if every day was like that, because you need your highs and lows a little bit. But for every negative thing that happened, if you then had the support of other people every time, it would be wonderful. And one of the really sort of awful things that you see a lot are good people, kind people will give kindness, give kindness, give kindness, and because they don't then get it in return, they then start to slip the other way, and they think, well, no one's kind to me, so why should I be kind to them? That's not the attitude. You are kind because it is good and it is the right thing to do, and it will help so many people. I think it's just who I am, and it baffles me why people aren't like that. It really, really does. But I'm so humbled by everything with this podcast, and it's what's motivated me to carry on with the daily podcast rather than going back to doing 2 a week, because I know how hard this time of year is. Even if there's nothing really huge going on in your life, you might be really stable with finances, you might have a really good life and everything, but this time of year it does stuff to people because you've got shorter days and there's less to do and less people are available to see as well, so you do start getting lonely. Also, you fill yourself with so much crap food wise, you probably start feeling too lethargic and all of that sort of stuff. So we all do have that little dip this time of year. No matter how good life is, everybody seems to have a dip this time of year. And it's important to keep the right head on our shoulders, to not panic, to keep calm, to keep going. And that's where I'm at. I mean, I was a self-confessed Scrooge for many years. I didn't have the best Christmases growing up. I did still have magic, and I did still have some of that wonder and sort of excitement about Christmas when I was a child, but it fizzled out very quickly, too quickly, to be honest. I can remember the exact moment. I won't say it just in case there's any kids listening, but I became a mum, and I didn't want that for her. I wanted her to completely know that magic. I wanted her to have the opposite to what I had. And she loves Christmas. She was born in December as well, so there's added excitement because you got birthday first, then you got Christmas. She just is the spirit of Christmas, my daughter. She loves it. I mean, we started off this Christmas with 1 Christmas jumper. We've ended it with 6. It's mad, but that's just shows how much I've grown, because I didn't own a Christmas jumper until last year, and that's because I got given it as a Christmas present. It was the comfiest jumper in the whole wide world. I was wearing it in the summer when I got cold, around the house, not outside. But yeah, this year I've worn it as part of my normal wardrobe and didn't even bat an eyelid the fact I was wearing a Christmas jumper. Normally I'd be like, oh, should I wear a Christmas jumper? Oh, I don't want to wear a Christmas jumper. Because I was that much of a... It's ridiculous, really. It is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I would walk out of a room if there was a Christmas carol playing because I couldn't stand them. I just didn't like... There's still certain Christmas carols that get on my wick, but I'd sit and sing them this year. I'd just totally embrace it this year and sing at the top of my lungs as well. I've done that a lot recently, like in the street, rah, with Baby Blue. And, like, we've done so many things. And one thing I did do was go to see Panto on Christmas Eve, which I'm sure I did as a child, and it just made Christmas so much more magical to come home and then know that if you go straight to bed and then you wake up, Father Christmas has been magic, magic, magic. And that day, Christmas Eve, was incredible, and it was a real turning point for me. And it was the moment I went, yes, being positive, embracing Christmas and doing it like this is exactly right. That is exactly what Christmas is about. That is what Christmas spirit is. It's focusing on the positives and kindness and generosity and looking out for your fellow man. These are all the lessons that Christmas teaches us, but we don't seem to listen to them anymore because it's more about commercialization of it, isn't it? It's more about, oh, well, I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I must have this on my dinner and must have it like this because this is the tradition and blah, blah, blah. But it isn't. If you listen, if you read your Christmas cards, it's all about goodwill towards men and joy to the world, and listen to the lyrics of Christmas songs. It's all about kindness and being positive and motivating each other and loving each other. So this time of year is such a great time of year, but for some reason we seem to have this default of like cynicism. And we need to stop that. Our default needs to be kindness and positivity. And honestly, I'm sorry if I'm a broken record, or if you're thinking, oh, she's a bit of a do-gooder. She all goes on about this. She's all hippie and hugging trees and all of that. It's not at all. I'm not that type of person. I am a very spiritual person, but I don't go around hugging trees and going to Stonehenge. I've never actually been to Stonehenge. I'm a normal person. I'm just somebody who has been through a lot of shit in the last 9 years of my life, let's say, and it feels like the world hated me. It really, really did. It felt like I'd come over one hurdle and then I'd have to jump an even higher wall. That's what life felt like. And it's still doing it, but because I'm more positive about it, I can handle it better. And I think that's the key. It's not the bad things that are happening, it's how you handle them. I mean, I've got the most incredible friends who have been through hell this year, and just watching how they've come through it and stronger for it is just, it's amazing, and it's so inspirational. And I keep that in my heart because it's like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. I mean, there's always someone worse off, and part of me doesn't like thinking that way. I hate people who use perspective to, they throw it at you when you've got something bad going in your life and you're literally just having a moan because you need to release that tension inside yourself. And then someone goes, yes, but so-and-so's got this. There's always someone worse off than you. I hate that. I mean, yeah, there is someone worse off than me. But right now, I'm hurting and I just need somebody to be supportive and not self-righteous. And that's the thing. If that person was supportive and kind, might have thought those things, but just said, it's all right, it's shitty, blah, blah, blah. Agree. Be supportive, be a friend, be wonderful. And then give them a glass of wine and get them drunk, you know? Don't do that. That's not the answer. Do you know what I mean? Just help them move past it, relax, and then you can find a solution when you're more calm and less emotional. So, yeah. So thank you so much for supporting me. And in doing so, helping me support you and the people around you. So please do share my podcast. Please let people know about my podcast. If you can pop it on your Instagram stories, on your Facebook stories, if it's helped you in any way, It would mean so much just to get more and more people within this community. Give me feedback. Give me stories to tell in my podcasts. aka.littleblue@gmail.com. I've got this email address set up for a reason, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear lovely stories from you. Oddly, I've had a few people approach me to be on radio shows and stuff, but it's always been in areas that I wouldn't be able to get to. But I mean, that in itself is quite touching as well. But yeah, just keep spreading the joy, keep being positive, because it is wonderful. And I've got friends who listen. Hi, friends who are listening. But I've got a friend who are in a couple, and they sit and listen to it together. I mean, how cute is that? That's just so cute. But it's amazed me how it does work, how this law of attraction does really work, because I think the cynicist inside of me didn't believe it was going to happen. I thought there's going to be something that shits on me this Christmas, and it's going to all go tits up, and then I'm going to have to stop doing my podcast because I've proved it wrong. But I haven't. I've proved it right, and I am more surprised than anyone. So please give it a go. Please make it your New Year's resolution to be more positive. And do you know what that could be? That could be, at the end of the day, you've had a really shit day. You're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, that was really awful. And then what you need to do is focus on the good things that happened. Forget those crappy moments, the big things that are playing in your head and you're reliving over and over and over again and overthinking. But think to the good side of those bad things. So it might have been that maybe you had a really bad meeting with your boss. It's left you feeling awful. You think your job's at stake, whatever. And then you've come out of that meeting and you've told one of your work colleagues, and that work colleague's gone, do you know what? You need a cup of tea. Come on, there's your cup of tea. There's your biscuit, whatever. And it's that friend who's giving you the support. That's what you focus on, because then you've got someone. That means you've got someone that's got your back. And let's face it, quite a lot of bosses are arses anyway. And if you're in a job where you're being treated like that, it might not be the job for you. Do you know what I mean? You think positively, and don't... There's this thing of, if you're not happy, we like to suffer, don't we, sometimes? And if you're not happy in something, you do need to ask yourself some serious questions. Why am I putting myself through this? Why don't I just find a way to make it better? And if you can't, for example, with work or in a relationship that's going bad, when you've exhausted every avenue of trying to make it better, if you can't, there's no one saying you can't leave it. I mean, it's complicated, believe me, I know. I did it this time last year. I was in the process of leaving. So it's hard. It's bloody hard. It's bloody scary as well, especially when you've got a child. But it's awfully the best thing that I did for us, because somebody said to me, how has your year been? And I sort of, my gut thing was to say, oh, it's been a bit rubbish, because I know my life before was rubbish. But you know what? It hadn't been. It started rubbish, but it got progressively better. And it's got better and better and better and better. And I've had a lot of shit things, but I've focused on how I've grown and how I've overcome these things and how I've had more support than I've ever had in my life. And I'm focusing on the positive sides to the negatives, if that makes sense. And that's it. That's the key. That is the key to happiness, if you ask me. And I'm going to keep doing that. And this year, I said it before, this year is going to be great. Touch wood. That's metal. Touch wood. There we go. It's better. Because I'm going to make it great. I'm going to find myself in a situation where I have stability, made everything stable. That's what I'm trying to say for myself. Anyway, I'm going to have to go because I'm nearly out of time. But if you are feeling low, look back and find the positives that come with those negatives. So it's the friend that's helped you. It's maybe a funny program that you've watched, or it's an inspiring quote, or it's somebody online. Follow my Instagram as well, because I do put posts up, especially if you can't sleep. I do often put things saying, here's a hug at night if you can't sleep, sort of thing. So please follow me on Instagram, aka Little Blue. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.